Start video.
This is Thomas Edison from equipment.
If it's really quick,
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give me this.
Onions, the thighs flew in from Germany.
Classic. Classic. Okay, done.
Story probably knowing you must have heard that story before, but still I just want to start my sermon with that story. It was a guy who was well built, and he was looking out for a job. He was hungry, couldn't find any food, so he came across a zoo, and there was written vacancy. So he approached those people for the job, and they said, on Monday, some of the students are going to come from a school. So the monkeys have escaped from the zoo. So the job available is you need to put on a mask of a monkey and entertain those children. So the day came, and he was with his mask, and the children came, and he started dancing and jumping over, and they gave some peanuts and banana, he ate them, and then he went on a rope. He was swinging on the rope, and by mistake he swung so fast and he fell into the lion's cage. And he screamed, "Lion, lion, help!" The lion came closer and said, "If you scream like this, both of us are going to lose our job." So, I think probably in that zoo, all the cages, there were only people with a mask. Sometimes our Christian life is like that. We think we are the ones who know the truth, but at times we don't know how to live out that truth, how to live out that Christian life. So for today's evening, I want to share from John's Gospel, chapter 15. This is a passage which is sandwiched between the 13th and 14th chapter and 16th and 17th chapter. Jesus could have spoken this sermon, maybe from the Sermon on the Mount, about bearing fruit. But he kept it till the end. In fact, when we analyze the life of Jesus, he has thought about clearly what to share, when to share, what he wanted to share. So, just before going to the cross, we all know when a person is on his deathbed, and whatever he utters in the last minute, we would like to listen to that closely, because what they're going to speak is very important. Jesus kept this message till the end. Just before going to the cross, in the 13th chapter, we see he washed the disciples' feet. He didn't teach a lesson on humility, but he demonstrated and showed them what humility is. Being a master and the Lord, he washes the disciples' feet and told them, this is how you should be. This is how you should love. The last message that he shared was, just as my Father has loved me, I have loved you. Love your brother. And after sharing that message, he says, let's go. Took them out, maybe next to the walls of Jerusalem, and he showed the grape plants. And he says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If a branch abides in the vine, it will bear much fruit. So Jesus was talking about fruit bearing just before going to the cross. Is that message very important compared to all the messages that Jesus taught? Yes, for Jesus, this was the most important message. Once he is gone, what are we supposed to be doing? The whole world is looking at Christians' life to see what is that they are talking. But Jesus was saying, not only the message is important, but the life is more important. It was Egmont Haggai who said, always preach gospel, if required, use words. What he meant was, your life should be preaching the message much louder than what you share through the words. But of course, sharing the words through our mouth is very important. But Edmund Agai wanted to say what your life preaches. That's very important. And Jesus said in the 14th chapter and in the 16th chapter, he said, if you want to live this life of bearing fruit, you are not going to do it with your strength. You need to depend on the Holy Spirit of God. When He comes, the Comforter, when He comes, He is going to lead you into all truth. He is the one who is going to lead you hereafter. Once I am gone, He said, it is for your joy that I go away. When I go away, the Comforter will come. And Jesus also said, when He comes, you will receive power and you will be my witnesses. So this witnessing is not going to happen with our own strength. Jesus was saying, you need to depend on Him, the third person of the Trinity. He is going to strengthen you and help you to remember everything, all that I taught you. In fact, Jesus was saying in the 13th chapter and 14th chapter of John, now that I said I'm going to depart from you, that your hearts are heavy. You won't be able to bear anymore. So when He comes, He is going to remind you. So in this 15th chapter, when we come to the second verse, He says, every branch in me that does not bear fruit, He takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit. So, in the second verse and the 8th verse again, by this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. So you will be my disciples. And the 16th verse again, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatever you ask the Father in my name, He may give you. So Jesus was saying fruit, much more fruit. So Jesus wanted to say, the Father is glorified when you bear fruit. And how do we bear fruit? The commandment there is not bearing fruit, but the command there is to abide. If you abide in me, you will be able to bear fruit. So that's the command that is expected from us. We are to obey Him by abiding in Him. That's what in 4th verse He says, abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. So I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. Or without me, you can do nothing. So Jesus was saying, this fruit bearing is not possible with our strength. It is possible when we abide in Him. How do we abide? By walking in obedience to what He commands. He says, dependence. You know, in the Garden of Eden, God had planted 2 trees. One is the tree of life, and another is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He said, as long as you eat from the tree of life, you are saying you are depending on God. But the moment you put your hand out and take the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you are saying, I am not going to depend on you, God. I am going to depend on myself. So the temptation came through Satan to get rid of God and to depend on ourselves. Today what people are doing is, I heard this story. One guy went to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist asked him, what's your name? He said, I'm Napoleon. So he asked him, who told you? He said, God told me. And the person who was sitting next to him said, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell. So today people think they're gods. They define everything. That's what happened in the Garden of Eden. When they rejected God, and when they started redefining everything. I think it was G.K. Chesterton who said, before crossing a fence, pause and ask the question, why is that fence put there in the first place? Today people break every fence. They don't want any standards. First break down everything, then we will redo. No. What God has already established, we don't have to break those things. We're supposed to ask this question, why it is put there in the first place? So, the Lord wants us to depend on Him. That's what He was saying, depend on God. He knows, child, I know everything. I am your maker. Trust me. Today people don't want to trust. They don't want to depend on the Lord. They don't want to depend on His omniscience, who knows everything. You can bear fruit. And when you come to Galatians chapter 5 verse 22, which we all know, but still I want to read. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law. So these are the ingredients of the fruit. The more we abound in the fruit, the more fruitful we will be. Blessings will be. And when we come to Peter's, Second Peter chapter 1, verse 5 onwards, Peter says, but also for this very reason, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, to virtue knowledge, to knowledge self-control, to self-control perseverance, to perseverance godliness, to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. If these things are yours and abound, you will be neither barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. So if you add to your faith knowledge, add to your faith virtue, to virtue knowledge, to knowledge self-control, to self-control perseverance, to perseverance godliness, to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. If these things are yours and abound, you will neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. So Peter somewhat tells the same idea of fruit bearing, but is adding many more things. If we go on increasing in these, our life will be fruitful. And Jesus later, when He was resurrected, He gave the Great Commission to go and make disciples. So that's one of the mission. It's the most important thing in fruit bearing, where we go and tell about Christ's love. Why Christ had to come to this world. How He is the only unique Lord, unique God, compared to all others. In India, of course, every one of us, we grew in India, so you must be knowing millions of gods. So among them, if you present Jesus as another God, it's very easy for them to put another photograph of Jesus Christ and accept Him as a God. But when we present, we say He is the only God. That's very difficult for them to accept. But that's the challenge we have, to reach so many millions, to tell about the love of Jesus and how He alone is unique. So the God of the Bible has revealed Himself as three persons, one God. O Israel, listen, I am the Lord. You shall not have any other gods before me. So He alone, this one God, existing in three persons. The second person of the Trinity.